I'm sure many of you paid attention to the recent budget that was read in Ghana's parliament, and I must confess that indeed Ato is forcing. One major highlight that stood out was the push for local food sourcing. So public schools across the country are now required to buy only Ghana grown rice, chicken, maize, and then eggs as well. Trust me, this policy isn't just good for farmers, okay? It's perhaps, I will say, is a massive opportunity for entrepreneurs. I mean, there are more opportunities that one could take advantage of, okay? But with this video, I'm just going to highlight on perhaps 5 important opportunities or business opportunities that you could start or expand right now, that I believe would benefit you from this policy or from this budget that was read, especially with regard to the whole big push for local consumption. Okay, I mean, I stand to be corrected, but then I believe this is going to be for public schools at the moment. I'm not too sure exactly what that will be, but then as far as I know, the opportunity number 1 I believe would be with, you know, the local production for schools. In this case, you don't necessarily need to be a farmer to be able to get into this. Now think about local rice, think about poultry, think about egg production for schools. There are so many public schools across Ghana, and you could simply be that, start up something, a small to medium setup, and then build the right partnerships from sourcing, delivering to NAFCO, the National Food and Buffer Stock. That's all you need to do. And with this, for as long as there is their guaranteed demand, their predictable bias, and then the fact that it's going to be backed by government, Charlie, I think you are in a good place. This is the kind of business I believe if you get your foot into the door, you would surely or are surely going to have some sort of a steady income for years to come, for as long as the schools are going to exist or public schools are going to be in existence. The second thing I would want to talk about is food processing and packaging. This also means that you can start a rice mill, a maize grades operation, a poultry processing unit, or even an egg grading and packaging business. And then it should also take into account that the more value you add to a product, the higher you can sell, you can raise your margins. And so you might want to consider agro processing and then the packaging as well. Now the third thing I want to talk about is logistics, cold storage and then distribution. Logistics, cold storage and distribution, it's always been a challenge. Farmers cry, they harvest their products and they don't know where to put them, they don't know where to store them. And so you could decide to get into this space where we obviously know, you know, there's a huge gap within the Ghana's food chain. You can own the food trucks that move food from farms to schools. You can as well build a cold room, cold storage. It could be mobile storage rooms, it could be, you know, permanent, whichever way you choose to go, okay? And then also depending the location and the area with which you are, you can build a cold room for chicken and eggs, and then you can provide last mile delivery.